सावन दी आए नी जिस राह तो सोना रंगिया मैं खड़ी उड़ी काते नी जिस राह तो सोना रंगिया मैं खड़ी उड़ी काते नी जेठ हार सिर उतोलंगे पेरी नावस पायनी फिर याद सावन दी आईनी फिर याद सावन दी आईनी अजब ते अनाबुत कड़ाए जिस रचना अपनी वेखी ना अजब ते अनाबुत कड़ाए जिस रचना अपनी वेखी ना तक तक जिस दे रोम रोम नू रोपई खोल काईनी फिर याद सावन दी आईनी फिर याद सावन दी आईनी.
Again, the remembrance of Samhain has come. On this barren land of love, the tears have caused the shower. In the rainy season, the clouds are in abundance. Still, the earth is thirsty. Quietly, I drink the cup of poison, but even this venom gives me life and burns the fire. In the dark room of the heart, a lamp burns. I could not recognize the hand who lit the lamp. I stand there waiting for him on the way in which the beautiful one went. The summer months have gone by and still he has not returned. O Ajab, you have been created as a blind idol. You have not seen the creation of the one over whom the whole world weeps after looking at every single cell. Again, the remembrance of Samhain has come.
Page 252.
Page 252.
सावन सावन दुनिया कहती मैं होती मस्तानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती मैं होती मस्तानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी
सावन सावन दुनिया कहती
जद सावन नजरी आया पलका विच लुकाया अजे तक ना भूल ही सकिया जो सावन मुस्काया जद सावन नजरी आया पलका विच लुकाया अजे तक ना भूल ही सकिया जो सावन मुस्काया
सावन तिल पर जानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती मैं ओदी मस्तानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती ओ सिख नूरानी चेहरा आँखां विच समाया चोट निराली शान निराली अजे समझ ना आया ओ सिख नूरानी चेहरा आँखां विच समाया चोट निराली शान निराली अजे समझ ना आया नित ही रोवां नित ही गावां नित ही रोवां नित ही गावां लोग कहन दीवानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती मैं ओदी मस्तानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती चिट्टी दाढ़ी चौड़ा माथा पगड़ी बन सजया परियां तक ओनू सजदे कर दिया चंगी अंबर चढ़या चिट्टी दाढ़ी चौड़ा माथा पगड़ी बन सजया परियां तक ओनू सजदे कर दिया चंगी अंबर चढ़या दुनिया ओनू बाहर लभदी दुनिया ओनू बाहर लभदी दे गया किते जतानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती मैं ओदी मस्तानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती चलो नी सैयो सिर से नु चलिए कृपाल हो काला चलो निसैयो सिर से मुझरिए कृपाल हो काला सावन गया मेरी मृत्यु सनाई अजब ने बिगाया आओ सब ही दर्शन करिए आओ सब ही दर्शन करिए ओ सूरत नूरानी हसदा हसदा देख गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती मैं होती मस्तानी हसदा हसदा देख गया मैनू कृपाल अमर निशानी सावन सावन दुनिया कहती
The world calls him Sawan. I am his intoxicated one. Very happily, he gave me the gift of immortal Kripal. Since I saw Sawan, I have hidden him in my eyes. I have never forgotten the way Sawan smiled. Sawan is beloved. Sawan is beautiful. Sawan is the owner of my heart. He was the radiant form who lives in the eyes. His style was unique. His glory was unique. Still, I have not understood. Every day I cry. Every day I sing. People call me mad. White beard, broad forehead, tying a turban, he came. Even the fairies bow down to him, and the moon has come out in the sky. The world searches for him outside, but he has given everyone the slip. Let's all go to Sirsa, Kirpal proclaimed. Ajayab also sang, gracious Sawan has caused the drizzle to shower. Come, let us all have the darshan of the radiant form. The world calls him Sawan. I am his intoxicated one. Very happily, he gave me the gift of immortal Kirpal. So the talk today comes from Satsang July 1968 version. It is Gurbhakti, a lesson in love. We started it yesterday during the retreat, and we're going to go forward in this. But this is the first paragraph. This day we have gathered together in the loving memory of the God-man, Hazur Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, who revived the age-old perennial science which we had forgotten. The object of celebrating the birth anniversary of a master soul is to make a fresh appraisal of his teachings, and by following his footsteps, we keep his memory alive. Ordinarily, we are expected to live daily, nay, hourly, in the loving presence of the Master, and be ever thankful to him for the indelible footprints left by him on the sands of time. That, of course, is an individual affair, but we must, once a year at least, hold a memorial service on the occasion of his advent into the world for the spiritual uplift of man. Whatever time we spend together in this congregational service to the memory of the God-man will be amply rewarded and should therefore be considered a great blessing. Now we revert to our original question, as to whom should one love in the world? If we look critically, we find that love is an innate quality in man, and everyone is devoted to one thing or another. Maybe the service to one's family, community, nation, or the country, or it may be to the development of some art or craft or some other thing. And yet, there are some who love themselves above all else, and self-indulgence is with them the be-all and end-all of life. Once there was in our country a ruler, Muhammad Shah Rangila. He was given over to bouts of drinking. When Delhi was in the throes of a wholesale massacre, the people petitioned the king to intervene. The king was so busy in drinking that he had neither the time nor the heart to attend to this appeal for mercy, and exclaimed, "Let these papers of no importance be drowned in the wine." Similarly, it is said of Nero, a Roman emperor, that he fiddled while Rome was burning. There is no dearth of such people in the world. He who worships his family is far better than the one who worships himself and lives for self-gratification only. So also he who loves and serves his society, religion, or country is still better progressively. But all these varying types of love and devotion are more or less characterized by a sense of ego and smack of pride, and as such, more often than not, the result is a clash between family and family, class and class, or country and country. We have had what are euphemistically called crusades, or holy wars, fought in the blessed name of religion, but born out of misguided religious zeal, and to speak plainly, out of sheer religious ignorance, bigotry, and intolerance. But on the contrary, the love of God far transcends all these petty adorations, as it consists in total self-abnegation and selfless service because of the knowledge that God resides in all hearts, and he is the substratum of the entire creation. God is an unchangeable permanence and everlasting. But we have not yet seen him, and without seeing him, how can we love him and inculcate devotion for him? So we have of necessity to bestow our loving devotion on the human plane, where the power of God is manifest. Guru Amar Das Ji says, if you want to worship God, worship the Satguru, who is God personified of the Word made flesh. He then grants contact with the Holy Nam and helps us in crossing over into the beyond. The worship of Satguru is really the worship of God. The easiest way of developing the worship of God is to develop Guru Bhakti, love of the Master. In Gurbani, we have the loving devotion to the Master is above everything else, and I love his holy feet with all my strength. Now, what is bhakti, loving devotion? It is the love of God. God is love, and love is God. The way back to God is also through love. Love knows naught but service and sacrifice. What is it that distinguishes love? He who loves desires to sacrifice his all for the sake of the beloved, and after having sacrificed all, does not look for any reward in return. God himself bespeaks thus, if you desire to join me in the game of love, come unto me with your head upon your palm as an offering. If you want to tread the path of love, never for a moment hesitate to offer your life. From Gurbani. This is the type of sacrifice that love demands, and in doing so, never think that you have done any favor. You should rather feel grateful that you have won love so easily. Amir Khusro was a great devotee of his master. One day he exclaimed with delight that he had received happy tidings from his beloved. What is it? The people asked. My beloved has ordered that I be decapitated tomorrow in the open market. He said, has your beloved given you any assurance to see you and cast his loving glance on you? Inquired the people. None whatsoever, was the reply. This is what love demands from the lover, and complete submission to the will of the beloved without any rhyme or reason. Love is just a one-way traffic so far as the lover is concerned. It knows no bargaining. All it connotes is implicit obedience. Not my will, but thine, cries the true lover. A Persian poet has thus defined love. What is love? It is to be a bondsman of the beloved and to go wandering and offering one's heart. Love then means to dedicate yourself, body and soul, to someone and to wander the earth over in his search. A real devotee dedicates his very life to the service of his master and dissolves his will in that of his. It is a life of complete surrender with no mental reservations. Sarmad, a great Guru Bhakt, said, I have given away my heart, my life, and my very soul. Having passed on all my burdens, I know no greater gain than this. All the ills of the world originate with the mental activity. We are stuck fast in the heart focus from where the rays of the mind start, and passing from the sense organs envelop the sense objects, and we get attached to the world around us. How little do we realize the great motor power of the soul behind, enlivening the mind and the intellect. If we could divest ourselves of these adjuncts and dedicate our very life to the service of a God-man, we would at once become a freed soul ready to go Godward. Can there be any greater gain than to escape from all the trials and turmoils of the earthly life? This is what we gain by practicing the presence of the personified God in our midst. He is a living embodiment of the God into expression power and helps us to reveal and develop the same as he has done. Contemplate thou in the form of the Master. Beside it, there is no other way of escape from bondage. The term Dhyan, contemplation, is derived from the word Dhi, D-H-I, which means to fix the attention with the living Master. I may illustrate my point by taking the analogy of a newly wedded girl coming back to her parents' home. However busy she may appear to be in household chores, but all the time she thinks of her husband. In exactly the same way, the attention of the disciple should always be grounded in the Master, the Word made flesh. Guru is the God-man, man plus God. Those who get attached to man only remain entangled in the body, while those who see the God manifest in the man, the links of him are revealed to the disciple. He learns quickly how to rise above the body. As you think, so you become. It is as natural as anything. If you will develop loving remembrance of the Master in your heart, the same ideas will come to you manifold by his divine radiation. It is he who loves us first, and our love is simply reciprocal. Mother loves the newly born child first, and the child loves the mother in return. Our love is but a kind of reaction of the love of the Master, who is drawn to him. Gurbani says, the Master loves the disciple with all his life. This is known as Gur Bhakti. When you think of the Master with all your heart and soul, you cannot but obey him implicitly. Christ says, if you love me, keep my commandments. I'm going to stop there. So we have several shorter DVDs of Hazur Balasawan Singh.
गुरु कृपाल मेरे घर आना, गुरु कृपाल मेरे घर आना.
Dear gentlemen and ladies, today is the birth anniversary of one of the greatest saints who ever visited the earth, at whose feet I had the good luck to sit and enjoy. The birth anniversary of a great man means for us to tread the path of the truth as explained by him, to follow the teachings in their right perspective and digest them in our own lives. Once The man asked the follower of a great man, would you write the life history of your master? He said, yes, he will do. After some time, they asked him whether he had written the life of his master. And he replied that he was writing very fast, very hard. And he is writing in his practical life. And it is still to be written. So my words mean to say that we celebrate the birth anniversary of a great saint truly lies in the fact that we tread in the footsteps of the great master. The teachings he gave in a few words were that all mankind was one, whether they were theists or atheists. I have no time as yet to give you long talk over his life, but just in a nutshell to tell you that he loved the theists as well as the atheists. For he said that soul is within all, and soul is the essence of the Almighty, a drop of the ocean of life. If the poor atheists do not know that they have got anything overhead, it is not their fault. It is their bad luck. So, at least we do know that there is God over it, the source of all creation and all souls. So he said that mankind is one. Love all, and all things shall be added unto you. This is the outward way. The biggest religion of mankind is to consider that we all are reading in one class to reach the ultimate goal. This is the highest social religion he preached. In his attendance, there were sometimes thousands of people to attend, of all creeds and colors and denominations. So much so, once I had an experience just to find out how much salt was spent in his kitchen to serve those attending the satsang held by him. And in one day, the salt spent ran up to 10 mounds. Just consider how grand gathering was there. So whenever they light, the flies, bees will hum over it. He was the source of gentleness. He was the source of all spirituality. He was the source of all ethical life. He was competent to raise man's soul from the bondage of mind and matter and give them first-hand experience into the beyond. He raised man from the abyss of the indriyas, mind and matter, brought them up to contact the divine link within and ultimately reach God. In few words, he was the mouthpiece of God. He always said, it is he who speaks in him. At times, they would give out only this truth when they are left to their own selves. So if you hear, we do not know about the saints what they are. It's only by hearing to their personal talks which they give at times, they refer to their origin, their cause of coming into the world, and their mission which they carried into the world for the uplift of mankind. They come for all the humanity at large. To him there was no difference. East and west both were dear to him. And those who sat at his feet, they spoke very highly about him. The people came from the west, Dr. Johnson, Alexander, and many others. They also sat at his feet and drank deep into the nectar of divine name and rose into the higher realms. Thanks for the great blessing of the Lord that He sends such like personality into the world to guide the child humanity unto Him. And of the so many saints who came in the past, we had the pleasure only sitting at His feet. He was a grand personality. However, how can we define him, give his praises? Once when I was reading in the school, I put a question to a missionary and asked him why all other saints who are addressed by their followers, they always attach so many epithets to their name. Why Christ does not carry any epithet with it? And the missionary rightly replied that, are you giving any epithets to God? I said no. Then he said, the sons of God, how can you define them? It is only by praising that we bring them below to the dignity of a man, but they are not men. They are something higher power working at the pole of men, and they are nobody else, no other than the God power overhead. Naturally, we have not seen God. Guru precedes God, because in him he is effulgent, expressive. When we sit at his feet, we simply say we have sat at the feet of the Lord who was residing in him. If you go into the shallow waters and have a bath, you say that you had a bath in the ocean. Similarly, when you sit at the feet of such a great master, you say that at the feet of the Lord overhead. We had the good fortune to have seen him with these physical eyes, moving on earth in all humility of saints and humility personified, showering his blessings all round to all who came to his feet, giving exception to the blessings he showered on. Thank you so much for all showered on.
सावण सावण दुनिया कहंदी मैं ओदी मस्तानी हसदा हसदा दे गया मैनू किरपाल अमर निशानी सावण सावण दुनिया कहंदी ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਮਸਤਾਨੀ, ਹੱਸਦਾ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਅਮਰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ। ਸਾਵਣ ਸਾਵਣ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, ਜਦ ਦਾ ਸਾਵਣ ਨਜ਼ਰੀ ਆਇਆ ਪਲਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੁਕਾਇਆ, ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲ ਹੀ ਸਕਿਆ ਜਿਉਂ ਸਾਵਣ ਮੁਸਕਾਇਆ। ਜਦ ਦਾ ਸਾਵਣ ਨਜ਼ਰੀ ਆਇਆ ਪਲਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੁਕਾਇਆ, ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲ ਹੀ ਸਕਿਆ ਜਿਉਂ ਸਾਵਣ ਮੁਸਕਾਇਆ। ਸਾਵਣ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਾਵਣ ਸੋਹਣਾ, ਸਾਵਣ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਾਵਣ ਸੋਹਣਾ, ਸਾਵਣ ਦਿਲਬਰ ਜਾਨੀ। ਹੱਸਦਾ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਅਮਰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ। ਸਾਵਣ ਸਾਵਣ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਮਸਤਾਨੀ। ਹੱਸਦਾ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਅਮਰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ। ਸਾਵਣ ਸਾਵਣ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, ਉਹ ਸੀ ਇੱਕ ਨੂਰਾਨੀ ਚਿਹਰਾ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਮਾਇਆ, ਚੋਜ਼ ਨਿਰਾਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਨ ਨਿਰਾਲੀ ਅਜੇ ਸਮਝ ਨਾ ਆਇਆ। ਉਹ ਸੀ ਇੱਕ ਨੂਰਾਨੀ ਚਿਹਰਾ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਮਾਇਆ, ਚੋਜ਼ ਨਿਰਾਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਨ ਨਿਰਾਲੀ ਅਜੇ ਸਮਝ ਨਾ ਆਇਆ। ਨਿਤ ਹੀ ਰੋਵਾਂ ਨਿਤ ਹੀ ਗਾਵਾਂ, ਨਿਤ ਹੀ ਰੋਵਾਂ ਨਿਤ ਹੀ ਗਾਵਾਂ, ਲੋਕ ਕਹਿਣ ਦੀਵਾਨੀ। ਹੱਸਦਾ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਅਮਰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ। ਸਾਵਣ ਸਾਵਣ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਮਸਤਾਨੀ। ਹੱਸਦਾ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਅਮਰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ। ਸਾਵਣ ਸਾਵਣ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, ਚੀਟੀ ਦਾੜੀ ਚੌੜਾ ਮੱਥਾ ਪਗੜੀ ਬਨ ਸਜਿਆਇਆ, ਪਰੀਆਂ ਤੱਕ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਜਦੇ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਚੰਨ ਵੀ ਅੰਬਰ ਚੜਿਆ। ਚੀਟੀ ਦਾੜੀ ਚੌੜਾ ਮੱਥਾ ਪਗੜੀ ਬਨ ਸਜਿਆਇਆ, ਪਰੀਆਂ ਤੱਕ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਜਦੇ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਚੰਨ ਵੀ ਅੰਬਰ ਚੜਿਆ। ਦੁਨੀਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਲੱਭਦੀ, ਦੁਨੀਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਲੱਭਦੀ, ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਕਿਤੇ ਚਕਾਨੀ। ਹੱਸਦਾ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਅਮਰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ। ਸਾਵਣ ਸਾਵਣ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਮਸਤਾਨੀ। ਹੱਸਦਾ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਦੇ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਅਮਰ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ। ਸਾਵਣ ਸਾਵਣ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, चलो निसैयो सर से नु चलिए किरपाल ने हो कालाया सावन दयालु ने रिम झिम लाई आ जायब ने भी गाया चलो निसैयो सर से नु चलिए किरपाल ने हो कालाया सावन दयालु ने रिम झिम लाई आ जायब ने भी गाया आवो सब ही दर्शन करिए आवो सब ही दर्शन करिए ओ सूरत नूरानी हसदा हसदा देगी मैनू किरपाल अमर निशानी सावण सावण दुनिया कहंदी मैं ओदी मस्तानी हसदा हसदा देगी मैनू किरपाल अमर निशानी सावण सावण दुनिया कहंदी
गुरु कृपाल मेरे घर आना गुरु कृपाल मेरे घर आना
The hymn just now read out is a prayer from the disciple to his master. He says, it is you who has lacerated my mind, my heart. There is no other remedy other than your own self. Remedy of this heart only lies in your hands. No other doctor can heal it up. You are going away, but don't forget us. That is the prayer, you see. Well, Master does not forget, that's right. But still, out of the anguished heart, you see, comes out the words from a disciple. Say, for God's sake, don't forget us. We cannot forget you, but you also don't forget us. We are, after all, your own. If you forget us, who will? What will be our own remedy, you say? So, the heart which is aching for just having a glimpse of the Master, you see, what a remedy can there be for that? Nothing else. No words, no, consolation will help you. Once it so happened, in the time of Lord Krishna, that there were many gopis, you see, they were very much in love of Lord Krishna. So he remained away for some time, say about 6-8 months or so. So they could not reach him. And they were crying like, you see, separation is a very bad thing. You see. 2 times are very difficult. For a man who has love in his heart, to have love in his heart for somebody. One, the time which is just passed in awaiting. And the other time when he leaves. You see, both times are very hard times. So Lord Krishna sent one Udo messenger, go and console them, you see. Console them, well, look here, God is everywhere, Master is everywhere. He is in your heart of hearts, He is the very controlling power in your own self, in the body. Why are you worried? He is the soul of your souls, this and that thing, many things. So he went, he preached to all those. to the best he could, you see. With all that, they heard very calmly, and last of all, told him, "Oh Udo, what you say is all right, but tell us, the eyes which are yearning to see that grading form of the Master, what is the remedy with you for that?" So this is a prayer from the disciple to the Master, but don't forget us. And generally you will find, usually, as a matter of fact, this Master never forgets himself. He says, "Well, I had only one heart, that you have taken possession of that now. What to do? We can think of no other than you yourself. Well, mind cannot be, heart cannot be 10, 20. You can devote one here, then there, then there. It's only one heart. Well, it is a throne of God. Don't let anybody sit on that except God. What we do, we just let every worldly things sit on there and dethrone God. So Master, you see, Guru Arjan says the Master loves his, remembers his disciples with every breath. You see, can mother forget his children, small children? He might be working here, there, anywhere, you see, in the kitchen, everywhere, child is lying in his room. But if there is a connection, little children, child moves, yeah, then his milk began to, you see, come from the breast. The child little cries, she at once runs and leaves everything, maybe most valuable. Similarly, you see, we are all children of God. God in man, he does not forget us. But the yearning of the heart, you see, the disciple does pray like that. Well, don't forget us. Even if you go away, we are yours after all. But I tell you, it is mother first who loves us, the child. Child's love is only reciprocal. The love that a master has for his children, for his disciple, for his children, he looks on the level of God in him. He loves his disciples as hundreds of others won't love his children. But he loves his soul, development of the soul. With no consideration, no recompense, nothing of it. Mother may be loving the children, you see, with the hope when they will grow up, they will help us, this and that thing, in our old age, they will become our stake. But Master does not need that. He simply sees that, says they are all, the souls are my, the God in him, thinks that he is my children. The more we have that yearning like that, you see, the more our mind is cleansed of all dross of the world, wiped away with the tears which roll down from the eyes. That's water. With that water only, these dross of the filth of many births past can be washed away. Our room says that one place, if you want to go to the place of pilgrimage, the Makkah, so there are two ways from India, you see, one is through the sea, the other on the land. But the way on the land is very sandy, you see. There's dust of water, there are no communications to the deserts of Arabia. So it's very hard to reach the place of pilgrimage if you go on foot, or even on horses, you see, because in the sands no car can go, you see. And there's a way through the sea, and that takes you quicker there in 3 days. So he says, well, look here, if you want to have a pilgrimage of God, will come through the waters of tears. You'll go quicker rather than you go through land or sands. What is that meant by that? Any prayers, any rites or ritual performed or reading of scriptures with dry hearts, like gymnastic, mechanical, that won't help you to read God. Just you read scriptures, your heart should be full, and that heart should overflow to eyes. There was one Pandit, he was relating a story of Rama. When there was one illiterate man, he was sitting, he was reading out in Sanskrit language, and he was shedding tears like that. Pandit thought perhaps he had followed me very well, When the talk was over, he called him and look here, you understood my talk, sermon very well. I have not followed a word of you. Why were you crying and weeping? Then I had that scene of Lord Rama before me. My heart was full and shedding tears all through the scene. I never had a word of what you told. So this heart of love, this is the foreshadow of the coming things. When rain comes, there are clouds come before. When there are blossoms in the trees, fruit-going trees, there is hope for fruit. Similarly, the heart which is full of anguish, yearning, overflowing with tears, from the eyes, such a one, heart can reach God quickly. And you'll see sometimes we never remember God. Days and days pass away. We never think of that. By keeping diary, there is one thing very important. As you have not seen all aspects of it, that during the day you are remembering the God in it. You see? Otherwise you won't remember it. At least at night you remember what I have been doing and I have to send it diary. Is it not a great blessing? We never realize the truth of the things which are given. And all the time you say, oh my God, I have to not to do this, not to, always thinking of the Master, of the God in him. So such a heart, becomes the fittest to receive him, the quicker way, in a quicker way. So that was a prayer like that, you very full of pathos and yearning, Oh Master, you are going, but don't forget us. We cannot remember you unless you remember us. That's our love is reciprocal, as I told you. So when you sit together, two men sit together, two disciples of the Master, naturally the remembrance of the Master comes. Isn't it? That is the first thing. When you are asked to just don't miss attending the group meeting. When you sit together, you think of the Master. One says of his own, says, well, this is like that, the other is like that. That way, the remembrance is revived. This is another thing. That is why Christ said, when more than one man sits in my name, I am there. And moreover, you dwell for his sacrifice. So God, when Master initiates anybody, he resides with him from very time, from that time, and never leaves him unless he takes him to the lap of the Father. And that is what is called God's power or Guru power or Christ power. So such like attitude makes us fit. such like time spent when it comes to just sit in sweet movement. You will have response from it. So these are some of the poems written by me when I was away from my master. Yes. This state of mind, you see, cannot be expressed in words. You see. It has not been given to words to express the feelings of the heart, you see, yearning of the heart. So such like attitude radiates in the atmosphere. They go to cleanse all foreign, external thoughts for the time being. It is just like, you see, ego, when it comes in, no spell is there. So when the eagle of love comes anywhere, you see, no thoughts arise there. So all masters say, well, look here, the heart is they've given you as a sacred trust. Don't misappropriate it. It is meant for God, and that only God is on that throne and nobody thing. So such like prayers, these things are only come out, you see, afresh from every heart, gush out of the heart. Only such like prayers help. Sometimes you got some models, some specimens of prayers as given by masters. That is only such like words that they give out should come off the very heart, gush out from very heart. Only mechanical repeating something that can be effect. If you love him, you see, you abide in his heart, let my words abide in you and you abide in me. How can you abide in it when you remember? The more yearning, the more he reacts, you see. And what does it cost? Anything? And time flies away like anything. At a time of separation from master, at least, sometimes for 8 months, once, you see, and these things came out of my heart. Heart is only one or two or three, how many you got? One. Yeah. You want heart, you see. When you give a heart, what remains? Where the heart goes, everything goes, you see. Body and soul both. This is what is meant by surrender or devotion. Simply in intellectual ways or philosophical ways of thinking this and all that. Prophet says, if the learned men come to know a little iota of what madness we've got, yearning for the Lord, they will forget everything and they'll dance like anything. Such a heart is the abode of the Lord, you see. Even when we say prayers, we are thinking of the worldly children, such and such, such and such. Tulsidas says, just clean your mind so that God may, your beloved may manifest there. Then he defines what is called cleansing, what is cleaning of the heart. He says, a heart in which no thought other than that God comes. You see, that's the pure heart. With no other thought, you see, comes up, you see, except God. Love of God, yearning of God, such a heart is things really God manifests. That is why it is said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Purity means that.
पानी
भी नहाया की करा मेरे सोने या दिल भर भर आया सावन दातू लाल जी कीर पाल जी सारे जगदा तुम्हारी आए तेरे दरबार जी चोली भर दे हो खाली सारी उमर तेरी तांग विच रोवांगी तांग विच रोवांगी झूठी है सेज सच्ची सेज ते सोवांगी सेज उते सोवांगी सारी उमर तेरी तांग विच रोवांगी तांग विच रोवांगी झूठी है सेज सच्ची सेज ते सोवांगी सेज ते सोवांगी दासी कहे कीर पाल जी दीन दयाल जी झूठा जग है सारा सच्चा रिश्ता है तुम्हारा हमारा सावन दातू लाल जी कीर पाल जी सारे जगदातू वाली आए तेरे दरबार जी चोली पर देह खाली
Those met them, they had that experience. When they left the scene, to keep their teachings alive, these schools came into being, called by different names. Hindu, Sikhs, Mohammedans, this and that. So long as the ideal was the same, to know self and to know God. So long as they were practical people, you see, everything went on all right. In due course of time, for want of practical people, born the same way, outer and inner construction the same, you see. So, for want of them, this thing came like that. Again, the masters have been coming to revive that very old truth. Who has made this man body? In the womb of the mother. Is there any machinery kept there? It is God's hand, you see. So he is acting in the man body. If we come over there, what is all this church and all the symbols and etc.? You see, just look from that point. So I have respect for all religions. Teaching are the same. Unless we see those highest ideal of all followers of all religion, what it is. A Khalsa is one who sees the great light of God. I learned many things from their lives. I even now suggest in all schools, biography should be put there. So the biography is what I came to know, that man-making is the highest of all. First be a man, first make other man. Then comes man's service. Then man, who sees he loves God and hates his brother, he is a liar. See? He is a liar. He says he loves Christian or Hindu or Sikh or anybody and hates others. Where is that? That is not the teaching of any master. So that is not what. As man, as soul, we are one already. I tell you one thing more. You know that God is manifested and can help others in contact with that. And he wishes good for all the world over, under thy will, O Lord. This is what I have come to know, you see, in few words. In detail you will find, let us see God help. It's not my work, it was by Him. It is work of all men. First effort. budgets a form and that this and that thing. I have not done. That is maybe not very wise or in the eyes of the people, but I have started. You see. It is going on so far. If God's grace, if it is His will, it will be done. It is not my work, it is your work, everybody's work.
The reason I was asking
This is, I say, the biggest day in their life when this urge comes from within, awakening. And that will find solution, due course. You see? Where there is fire, oxygen will come to help. There is food for the hungry and water for the thirsty. Science is there. Practice the people are wanted. Who can make others give it something to start with, that's all. The master says, you see, Gansa, unless you see for your own self, never believe in the saying of the master. What you are right about? That he is a blind man.
it is empty. Yes. It's a lie. That is the new.
Is it? What the scriptures say? Marriage means taking a companion in life to be with you in the earthly sojourn, in weal or woe, and both unite to see God. One duty may be of begetting children. If we come to the right understanding, our duty comes to let others know politely, friendly. My dear friend, we are all in one. Why are going? Why all this trouble now they are arising? We are not on the way, not right understanding. All masters had advised to sit together, to understand each other. But in the company, how can we stand together on one platform at the level of man first? We are all men. At the level of God. In the company of those who have known themselves and known God. Awakened people will awaken you. Those inner eyes open, for them man body is the temple. What is the food of the soul? Food of the body is eat and drink. Food of the intellect is reading, writing, this and that thing. And food of conscious entities to come in contact with all consciousness. That's the bread of life. There we are wanting. And all this trouble is there. If we have that right understanding, then we will respect everybody. We will have right thoughts, then right speech, and right actions. So you and I are not tools. Never. God takes work from everybody. Let us join together, lay heads together to push to the work. And these forms and when you sit together in sweet remembrance of God, where are the outer forms? All men forget who we are. We are men, of course.
Govinda सत्या में रहमत होई
रसिया में रहमत होई तर सत्या में रहमत होई
सतगुर साजन मिलिया प्यारिया सतगुर साजन मिलिया प्यारिया
सतगुर साजन मिलिया प्यारिया सतगुर साजन मिलिया प्यारिया
तन मन थी वे हरिया प्यारिया तन मन थी वे हरिया प्यारिया
तन मन थी वे हरिया प्यारिया तन मन थी
अच्छा बहुत अच्छा
We can have our closing bhajan.
Page number 33.
Page 33.
ਆਖਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੰਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਅੰਧੇਰ, ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਦਇਆ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਪਰਦਾ ਹਟਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਧਨ ਮੇਰੀ, ਰੂਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਰ ਲੰਘਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਧਨ ਮੇਰੀ। ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਿਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ। ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਿਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ। ਜਗ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਿਨਾ ਸੁਨਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਧਨ ਮੇਰੀ, ਰੂਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਰ ਲੰਘਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਧਨ ਮੇਰੀ। ਭੁੱਲ ਜਾਣ ਦੁੱਖ ਸਾਰੇ ਵੇੜੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਵੀ, ਆ ਕੇ ਫੇਰਾ ਪਾ ਜਾਵੀ। ਭੁੱਲ ਦੁੱਖ ਸਾਰੇ ਵੇੜੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਵੀ, ਆ ਕੇ ਫੇਰਾ ਪਾ ਜਾਵੀ। ਰੂਹ ਜਗਦੀ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਤੜਪਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਧਨ ਮੇਰੀ, ਰੂਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਰ ਲੰਘਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਧਨ ਮੇਰੀ। ਰੂਹਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਤਰਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਵਾਂ, ਮੇਰਾ ਦਇਆਲ ਮਨ ਰੇ। ਰੂਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਰ ਲੰਘਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਧਨ ਮੇਰੀ।
O great Guru Kripal, ferry our souls across. I weep in front of you. I request you, O gracious one, to believe me. I am your soul. Listen to my request. Release me from the snare of Ka. I have no control over you, O beautiful one. Come and make the forgetful soul understand. Our eye is closed and darkness prevails. Shower grace and remove the veil. I know no one else except you. The world has become empty without you. I will forget all the pains if you would come in the courtyard. Don't torment the soul of the jail. Well, it's with gratitude that we sat in the remembrance of our great godmen that came into our lives. May they continue to bless us all.